Let's go. Start it. 34. Here we go.
Since Ryan is mentally and physically incapable of doing so, welcome back to the Thank You Bro podcast. Ryan, I'm stealing the intro from you because if I didn't, we'd be here all night, man. And
I was trying to figure out something on my end,
as it is.
You know, I'm happy that you got your moment in the sun.
No, and you're back. Take it away.
Oh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this week's episode of the Thank You Bro podcast. It's episode 34. We're all here. We're excited about it. YouTube, y'all are liking what we're giving you on YouTube. That's all I'm going to say about that. But we got a good show. The Celtics are up 2-0 in the playoffs, in the finals. Only 2 losses in the playoffs. And I'm excited about it. I know Spence is, and I know Will isn't. So let's get into it. Will?
Yeah, one of the greatest NBA playoff runs of all time, unfortunately. Couldn't have happened to a worse team, to a worse franchise. But the players are good. I like the guys. They're good guys. It's not like the 2000 Celtics that had KG and Paul Pierce, which are just two of the biggest assholes in NBA history. These are good guys. So you know what? As frustrating as it is that y'all get a victory in something again, I'm okay with it. Dallas is just putting up an absolute stinker. It's truly embarrassing. The Mavericks game 1, sure. You know what? You got out coached. You got out game planned at home. Jitters. There's a lot there. Game 2, inexcusable. Dallas wins and they hit free throws, and that's what it came down to. Terrible game. Terrible watch, really. Well, it wasn't a terrible watch. It was a terrible watch if you're a Mavs fan or rooting for the Mavs or had prize picks on a certain Mavs player. Like
on myself. Any Mavericks player besides Luka Doncic.
Yeah. Thank you, Kyrie, for completely abandoning your 2016 final self. I really appreciate it. I stuck up for you.
Half the series
I stuck up for him, man.
He can't play in Boston.
Clearly not. You know what? I thought it was a fluke, but obviously it's not. The curse of Boston is real for Kyrie Irving, and it looks like he's never going to get over it. So,
well, hopefully not. But I thought, well, it was objectively not a great game for shooting for either team.
Oh, it was sloppy.
But the Celtics,
super sloppy.
The Celtics showed that they're the better team, the deeper team. You know, Tatum, I don't want to say he had a bad game, but he's definitely had probably his worst offensive performances in the past 2 games of his playoffs. And it hasn't mattered. They've overcome it. And in game 1, they won by so many. But last night showed me that yet again, that this Celtics team is just so different than last year. Last year's team would not have won that game because Marcus Smart would have been just throwing up Hail Marys saying it's my time to shine.
Oh yeah. Marcus Smart was the problem.
So, I don't want to say he was the problem, but definitely in those games where it was kind of going the way it was going, that's when he's taking his 30-foot threes and things are getting weird. Drew Holiday and Derek White. What else can you say about that backcourt? Look at Spence. Spence is blushing just thinking about Drew Holiday over there.
Yeah, no, I am. I was kind of enjoying just letting you you kind of gave a nice trip down memory lane with Marcus Smart, kind of a nice visual recounting of what we used to have, and Marcus, I think about him a lot right now, in this playoff run. I think about him a lot. I know he's going to rot on that Grizzlies. I mean, he did rot on the Grizzlies bench this year. He was out for most of the season with injury, which sucks to see. You think the Grizzlies will be back in the mix, but it's tough to be Marcus Smart right now, having been the longest tenured Celtic and then having to, watch from afar as this team finally gets over the hump. But there has to be some amount of self-reflection in there, right? I mean, yeah, no, Marcus Smart is not, him being gone is not the reason that we're playing well in the finals. But with his absence, there was some addition by subtraction. These minutes that Drew Holiday and Derek White have absorbed, they're much better looking than the Smart minutes were, right? For everything that he gave you defensively, Holiday is giving you that and then some. Last night, 26 points. Playing like a big man, though. And Holiday's been a great shooter this postseason, but he played like a big man last night. And I know we're going to get into the Tatum stuff. It's inevitable. I mean, he's not shot well at all to start these finals games. But that 2-man game between Tatum and Holiday was a joy to watch. And that's something that, that versatility that Holiday and even White, I know he's been here for a while now, but that versatility of those two, that wasn't on display with Smart, right? And so it's added new dynamics to this team. Obviously, we'll get into the Porzingis stuff. I know you're excited about that, especially the game one. Like game one, Porzingis was like a haymaker. They had him come out and do like a WWE style intro in game one, wearing the Bill Walton shirt. They put him up on the video board. That shirt it's probably one of the best Boston crowds in a while. But all things are pointing green right now in the finals. Not sure where Dallas can really go from here.
No, and Dallas might be screwed here. That Porzingis didn't even play most of the second half. Tatum's been playing bad, and they're still losing. I mean, there's not much you can do. It's also something to note that Holiday is having a 50-40-90 playoff series or a playoff run. He almost had 50-40. He was like 50-40, 85% in the regular season, but he stepped up again. Being a guy who's won a ring for them, huge pickup. And like we said, I think we were texting it last night. It's just absolutely ridiculous how the Bucks just completely, and thinking they had a chance at winning a title by getting Dame, screwed themselves by giving probably the best 3-and-D guard in the league to their rival. I mean, made no sense. So, live and learn, I guess. But it looks like Boston's just going to steamroll Dallas. And unless do you see the the dog that shoots the beach balls into the little trash baskets?
Oh yeah, I like that guy.
Did he have Boston going up 2-0?
The dog had Boston up 2-0. Dallas takes the next 3. Boston wins game 6, and then Dallas wins game 7 is what the dog said. From what I've watched, that's not happening. But who knows?
What kind of analytics does the dog do? Does he do analytics?
I don't know, but I know he's perfect.
Okay. Is that what they're saying? Yeah, that's almost worse than me saying a curse word. So maybe you want to cut that from the show. That was absolutely horrible to listen to. Don't do it again.
Sorry about that one. Sorry.
That wasn't great.
I know. Tough listen.
But that's okay. That is okay, man. I just
Thank you, bro.
my chair a lot. You have fun with that one this evening.
Nice,
guys,
Ryan.
I'm going to start a
Keep it up.
GoFundMe for Ryan Galloway chair and internet fund.
Dude,
y'all cannot see
Both.
it, but I'm looking at 1080p quality Ryan Galloway right now.
it looks great on my end.
No, we
sure it
want
does.
1080p.
Oh,
we want 1080p.
if you're
but
getting
we're
1080p, Ryan, that's great.
I'm sorry.
See?
No, did I say 1080? I meant 180.
We're getting
Sorry,
360.
or whatever.
Yeah, 180 was more like
180, 360 quality. Yeah.
That says
thank
It's
you,
so hard to
Ryan.
have chemistry. It's so
Yeah,
hard
I'm
to
sure
have
it does.
chemistry on this podcast because Ryan is like sometimes you can look at each other and kind of sense when to pass the baton, if you will. But Ryan's just like moving in like a stop motion picture. Like you can't even make out what he's doing
He's doing it right,
or
yeah.
he's making if he's speaking. Like right now, that's a
Noise.
perfect example. Yeah, that looks ridiculous.
Talk about the phone thing.
Will, you mentioned real quickly on the Bucks, and after last week's clip where we kind of dumped on their fans, we obviously will never pass up an opportunity to dump on the Bucks.
We won't.
So if we were doing like a biggest losers of this finals, Marcus Smart's
the
probably up
Bucks.
there. Some of the former Celtics are up there that got lost in the mix. Damian Lillard kind of catches a stray, but he kind of is up there. And the
I wouldn't
Bucks,
say
like
Damian
front
Lillard
office,
didn't really have a.
he's definitely
He kind
up
of
there.
had a choice, but Bucks front office is number 1 on the biggest loser
Well,
for sure.
let's not forget that Dame did openly dismiss Boston last summer. Like when it was in the cards for him to be dealt to Boston.
But
and he was,
I think
"Yeah, I'm not
Boston's
going."
asking price was too high, anyways, which makes sense. I wouldn't. I'm not sure if I told you or someone else. The price for Damian was just so expensive, and you weren't going to win anything with them. I mean, he's a notorious playoff fumbler. I mean, besides his occasional clutch shots against Oklahoma City, that's it. He's had stinker after stinker.
That's like
in the
half
playoffs.
of his playoff career, though.
Yeah, exactly. He gets there, hits a few shots that save his legacy, and then he goes out against the Warriors, gets swept in an embarrassing performance. I mean, I don't care if it was the 17-18 Warriors. I don't care. You can't have that. Anyways, Lillard will always remain a ringless all-star, all-NBA player. He's a great player.
He's
He
top
never won in a
75
ring.
though. Top 75 over Kyrie.
He snubbed out so many candidates, and the guy who he snubbed out the hardest was Manu Ginobili. So
He did. Manu put
That's
Manu
why I'm
top
upset.
75. What the hell?
I know Tony Parker didn't even make top 75. It feeds
Neither
the
did Dwight
Duncan
Howard.
narrative.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Dwight Howard not making it's a shame. Klay Thompson made it in over him. Are you serious? Klay Thompson
Yeah, that's nuts.
carried by Steph Curry. Did you know he went 0 for 10 in
Dude.
an elimination game?
Those comments are crazy. I've
Why
never
is that
seen
happening?
more commitment to the bit. Have you? Like, it's nuts.
What
Every
happened?
post.
Did I missed something clearly? I just see it now in the comments at all times.
Well, I guess you missed
Not even
the Kings
Yeah.
Warriors playing game where he went 0 for 10.
No, I saw that, but that was the comments are just now circling in. Like this should have happened
It's-
when it happened. You know what I'm saying?
the internet is insane.
It was
man.
a- it was
And
a wait
I
and
want to
see
see how
how-
long
Yeah.
they keep it up. It might go through the finals. It might go longer. It's crazy. Crazy
this might
trend.
be generational. Honestly, I'm seeing it on memes that aren't even basketball related.
I know, it's
So,
amazing. Clay has never been mentioned more.
I saw it a couple of days ago and just got really confused. I mean, I like all the comments. I think they're funny, but
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
I don't know. Anyways, where were we? We kind of got sidetracked there. So yeah. Oh, we were talking about Lillard and we went to Manu and it's top 75. Feeds the Duncan narrative. But anyways, we'll go back to biggest finals losers. Bucks front office. Grant Williams has to be number 2.
He's probably number 1, man. You're on both teams. That
yeah,
guy-
exactly.
Oh, he's
Both
probably
teams in the
number
last
1.
12 months. So
That's tough,
Or-
man.
12 months, 18 months, whatever.
Yeah.
It's
that
tough.
was
It's a
rough.
tough look. It's a tough scene. So yeah, he's 1 or 2. Bucks 1 or 2. I got a KD shade somewhere. KD's probably up there for some reason for not accepting
Just by
Boston a long
existing?
time ago, I guess. Yeah. Kendrick Perkins comparing himself to Jesus. That's
Andrew
gotta put
Perkins
you
is
up
definitely
there.
way up there.
What What are Joe Mazzulla's thoughts about that one?
Joe Mazzulla may be on biggest winner of this playoff run because he went from like last year, fire Joe. No, like even the biggest Celtics fans didn't really know what to make of him. And now it's like everybody loves Joe. And every night he drops a banger quote. And it's amazing. Like the on the fly learning on the job has actually like seriously, the coaching has been really good. We make fun of the Joe Mazzulla
agree.
timeout, like the super late, like the run is already over timeout.
They've started happening
But-
less and less, though.
It's true.
But he's gotten really good. He's found his flow, his pace of the game, and it seems like the guys really respect him and respond to him. And that's pretty impressive. And now the narratives are going to be kind of interesting. I mean, nobody's going to be comparing him to Pat Riley if he wins a championship here. But
Slow
second year,
down.
with this season, if they're I can't even keep up. Are they 80? Are they 80 and 20? 78 and 20? I mean, it's on
I know
the season.
they're 14 and 2 in their last
ridiculous.
16.
It's insane. So, shout out to Joe, one of the biggest winners of this playoff run, and a big reason why I don't think the Mavs are coming back in this one. Was it last episode that we gave our predictions for winner, games, and finals MVP?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think mine's looking pretty good. Just
It's
Did
not
you say
looking
Jalen
bad.
Brown?
no, I took Tatum.
You took Tatum and
Yikes.
Celtics in 4.
That's
But,
not happening.
I picked
Took
Brown.
Celtics
Celtics
scores might be a good take. Tatum
I
is.
picked Brown in 6.
Uh,
but
Ryan's might be a little better.
Thank you.
So,
only other thing I wanted to say about Mazzulla, though, before we move on, I've also noticed so many, like, he's become nationally adored for all of his bits and his little comments after in the interviews after games that go viral online. I see so many comments: hate the Celtics,
the AI
love
clips.
Mazzulla. I'm such a hater. I'm such a Celtics hater. Nothing but love and respect for this man. And I think I sent y'all one earlier that we probably can't say on here, but it's really nice. And we have a coach and a team that can easily be loved, and they still find reasons to hate us. Will?
There's a lot of reasons to hate y'all. Worst fan base in the league.
Nope, that's not true.
Well, we can also touch on the opposing head coach and he went fishing for sound bites, Jason Kidd.
It kind of worked. It really did, because Tatum tried his ass off and once again crapped his pants. So
I think him taking 20 shots had nothing to do with Jason Kidd.
Drew Holiday stepped up though, so it didn't matter. Tatum doesn't deserve Finals MVP. Tatum's legacy was done.
Incredible. In the game, but then after the game, because everybody thought that he fell for the bait when he was like, well, I don't think he's lying when he was asked about the Jaylen Brown quote, when Jason Kidd said that he thought Jaylen Brown was the best player in the Celtics. Then last night he was quick to, he gave like a statement. He was like, no, like that's not what this is. I don't prefer one or the other. And that's something that the Celtics have been like looking for a long time, is like a vocal leader. And I think they have a couple of them now. Will you continue to bash on Jason Tatum, but he is going to win Finals MVP? And just let me lay it out for you. Let me lay it out for you. One, I'm not alone in this thinking. Vegas still has him as a like clear favorite to win. He leads all players.
It's not clear. It's almost even now.
No, he's like even odds.
Yeah. And Jaylen Brown's plus 110. Jaylen Brown's right behind him.
Well, I would still take Tatum. He leads all players in assists and rebounds, and he's going to have a 35-point game in this series somewhere. That's going to seal it. He's going to win it. The best player always wins it.
If he has a 40-point game, then sure. But he's shooting 30% from the field and 21% from the three-point line on high volume, averaging 18 a game. It's inexcusable. If you're going to finish in the top 5 MVP race every year, you cannot show up to the biggest 4 to 7 games of your life and throw up 30%, 20%. You cannot throw up a 30-20-70 split. That's awful.
I agree.
It's inexcusable. I don't care how good you are on defense. I really don't. And yeah, he's doing a good job at keeping Kyrie in check. Luka's going to be Luka. I mean, and those were the only 2 players you need to contain on the Mavs anyways. I mean, the Celtics as a team are doing a great job on the pick and roll. They can't get lobs in. So this is all falls down to Tatum is once again not showing up for the biggest games of his career. And I mean, at what point are we going to stop giving him passes? He's now 26, 25. And this is his
26.
8th playoff run. He's 26 in his 8th, which is impressive. 8th playoff run at 26 is crazy. 7th or 8th playoff run. But Jaylen Brown consistently outplays him in the playoffs. And there's really nothing. There's nothing else I need to touch on besides that. Jason Tatum needs to have a back-to-back 45-point games for me to really change my mind on. He just kind of lingers in the shadows and tries to do too much on offense, and it just looks really bad. And then he gets his garbage time points. So that's my mini rant. I love Tatum as a person. I hate the way he plays the game of basketball. He could be so much more than what he is.
Are you dying on the hill that Jaylen Brown has outplayed him in the playoffs?
Yes,
That's a shitty hill to die
on that. It's really
Jaylen's
not.
been great. Jaylen's been great, but he's definitely not been better throughout this playoff run. I think Ryan's
closer on my side this time around. Jaylen Brown has proven, and Jaylen Brown's a better defender. Jason Tatum's a great defender. Don't get me wrong.
What are you doing with? Okay. So if Jaylen Brown is your best player, what is this team?
A damn good team.
It's a damn good team. But
Jaylen Brown's not. Jaylen Brown. You can argue Jaylen Brown's a top 10 player right now.
They're not getting out of the East without Jason Tatum. Like, and it's not
in
close.
This East they are, because you didn't need.
I don't think so.
I mean, I
you didn't need Tatum in that series.
So, he's led them in points, rebounds, and assists this whole playoff run.
Yeah, but the Celtics are so deep.
In the Eastern Conference, he led them in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks.
They were playing
They're not getting anywhere without the
terrible competition.
No, but if you
none of those teams in the Eastern Conference, besides the Celtics, finished top 5 in that conference.
Poorly,
in
but
the West.
he is the whole engine of the Celtics.
If you take Tatum away
from 2 or 3
the
bodies
Celtics,
on every drive.
Derek White's the
Brown is able to do what he does because of Jason Tatum.
It's because exactly.
It's just a shitty narrative.
He's
shooting
the
poorly,
double
but
team,
without him,
triple team, drawing
they
attention.
Are not this team.
That is really Jason Tatum is the Celtics. This team is so deep, so talented, but this team doesn't go as far as it goes. I don't think they win the championship without Tatum. I think at this point, if Tatum ceased to exist, they'd finish out the series and win. But that doesn't mean that Brown can't be the best player in the playoffs for them. I would disagree with that probably overall.
Just don't think it's that close.
I'm not going to excuse the fact that Tatum has to show up in the finals. I don't care that he almost had a triple-double. This team is good enough to get away with that. He needs to figure it out and be able to score at a high clip when they need him to in a finals game. And the fact that we saw it in 2022 happen, where it was more excusable. He was 24, and it was against the Warriors. Against the Mavericks, he's been guarded by Luka most of the time. He needs to be able to score. And also he's missing his wide open looks. So I won't excuse him for that. But I think that to say that this team would be amazing without him and he hasn't been the heartbeat of this team, I think that's a bad take.
That's fair. It's just, and they haven't doubled the Mavericks, which is, I mean, it makes sense. They started doubling them a lot. And then as, the rest of their players started getting hot, they kind of stopped. And that's when you would think Tatum would get the going, and he didn't. That, like what you said, he was missing a lot of wide open shots as the game progressed. And the Mavericks have kind of strayed away from doubling him now. And so game 3 will be big because I don't think the Mavericks are going to come out and double him.
He's going to have an opportunity.
Can Tatum bounce back here? And if Tatum bounce back, you know what? I'll take back a lot of the things I said.
Why would they at this point? And it puts a bigger hole in the Jason Kidd argument where he's like, Jalen's their best player. They're not guarding him like they are Tatum. And the Celtics, the way they're defending Luka is, hey, we'll let Luka go for 35, 40. He can have every tough 2-pointer, every tough floater, every tough mid-ranger he wants. He can make all of them. We'll live with it. We're going to completely shut down the other guys. That, and the way that I would expect the Mavericks to try to take some notes there and say, hey, we'll let the 2 Jays, we'll try to let them get going and see about the other guys. Because right now the other guys are killing you. So put the pressure on Tatum then to go and kill you in one-on-one. And you got to do something right now if you're Dallas. Because right now, if you continue to keep it up this way, they are kicking you to death. Every Tatum drive, every Jalen drive results in a 3-pointer for somebody else. So yeah, hopefully Dallas does mix something up here for their sake. And then we will see how they fare. But yeah, right now the overcompensating on the 2 Jays is not working out so well.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I'm going to do quick math. So 64 of the 105 points from the Celtics came from people not named Tatum and Brown last game. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, that number has to be under 50 if you want to win a game. And I know Tatum had another, 6 of 22, 1 of 7, but he facilitated the ball well and he's doing everything else right, which is redeemable in some ways, but I still stand on the.
I'm just saying, if Jokic had an 18,
you're absolutely right, though.
12 and 9, we'd all be zipping up his pants because he has done that and we all do that. And it's different, it's different when it's Jokic and it's the way he, his place on that team.
It's
and
the way,
doesn't always
it's the way he commands the offensive side of the ball, though. It's just different. and that's what Tatum can be. Tatum can be that guy. He just needs to figure it out and figure out really fast. Honestly, he's running out of time. He's 26. He's now in the peak of his prime. You gotta, if not this year, you have one more year, I would say, and then now we have uncomfortable conversations about what do the Celtics do now. Of course, they're going to win this year, so you kind of buy yourself some time here. You buy yourself a lot of time if you're the Celtics.
This is the most
with Dallas got to stop guarding
talk ever. Just
it really is because the series
they're going to win the
The
championship.
series is
It's
over.
going to buy them a little bit of time on the Tatum situation. They're NBA
It is.
champions.
The series is over.
What is the Tatum situation? They're NBA champions.
But what are you buying?
The
Yeah,
Tatum
what are you buying
situation
time for? Narratives?
Yes, for my narrative.
Yeah, for your narrative.
I didn't know.
But I promise you,
Well, for
if they
that
win a
NBA Twitter
championship,
narrative,
they will not. Nobody, they being media, Kendra Perkins, Stephen A. Smith, nobody will have a leg to stand on about pushing any BS narrative they want. History is going to remember the ring, right? That's what history is going to remember. It's not going to remember if he shot poorly in game 1 and 2. So carry on, but
I don't know. History's been pretty rough on
winning
Stephen
a championship
Curry.
now, and you're bringing back everybody next year, at least for the next season. They would easily go into next season as a heavy
great
favorite.
shot at going back to back, and I think they will.
They could go back to
if
back.
they keep everyone, because they're only going to get better together. And dare I say, the Celtics have a shot at breaking the all-time wins record next year if they stay together. Look at the way they're playing right now. If they don't skip a beat,
Could be fun, but I don't think they're going to go for it though.
they could challenge it. Could be something. But yeah, like you said earlier, I want to get back to Dallas got to stray away from focusing on Tatum and Brown at this point. They got to focus on the role players. Let Tatum and Brown combine for 50, 60 points and keep the other guys under 30, and you'll win. You might win a game. But also, they need to focus on their free throws. 25% from the free throw line. I've never seen a number that low in an NBA Finals game. I really haven't.
It's hard to do.
7 of 20. I'm sorry. I read that it was a 3-point. Still 25% from 3-pointer. 50% from the free throw line. Terrible.
That's half.
Yeah, and then in game 1, they were 60% from the line. So, I mean, now I know game 1. Let's see.
And they're getting more free throws than Boston, which they've got a favorable.
You have Luka, Falbe, Doncic.
Yeah,
so
you've gotten a favorable whistle to this point. If you're the Mavericks, how do you plan to win? Because you've gotten a favorable whistle. The Celtics shot really badly in game 2 from the 3-point line. Are both of those things going to hold up? The Mavericks might continue to trend up in free throws, but the Celtics are going to shoot better than they did last night.
it's time to start praying.
Last night was the perfect combination for Dallas. You got the awesome Luka game, the game that, we're watching it and it feels like Luka, if he's going to steal a game in this series, it's going to be this one because everything was going in. And combo that with the bad shooting night for Boston from pretty much everybody not named Drew Holiday. And, that's the perfect recipe for a Dallas win, to steal one early in the series and kind of give yourself some hope. It's not likely that Boston shoots that poorly again from 3. And
They won't.
while it's totally likely that Luka will continue to perform well. When are they going to turn their Lob City threats back on? And when are they going to get the corner threes going for PJ Washington and the other guys going again?
The only problem is that since the 3-pointers haven't been falling, the Celtics have been more inside the arch because they haven't been worried about the Mavericks knocking down those threes. So now the pick and roll game is completely out of the question when they're almost running 2-3 on them at this point, which is really embarrassing if you're Dallas. So, the threes have to fall before the pick and roll can open up. And so if the threes don't fall, this series is 100% over, which, like I said, I think it's over, but who knows?
They would have to play 4 perfect games, and the Celtics would have to play 4 really bad games.
Yeah.
In
Are
a
the
row,
Celtics
which
losing
the Celtics have not done that
out of 5 games? No way.
Celtics haven't lost 4 out of 5 since probably
2023, 2022.
No, for 22. They almost did after the Heat series, but then they almost came back. Almost lost my hair that series. True story.
What if?
Glad you didn't make that bet this year.
Yeah, no, I was not betting on that team after they had added the players they did in the offseason. The sad NBA fan of me knew it was over. So now we're just here watching it happen. So yeah, good luck, Dallas. It's over. Honestly, not too pissed. Your fans suck. So.
As we established, did we put them in the F tier?
No, they were in D. They sat in D with right next to the Celtics fans, actually.
I saw a poor Mavs fan in the comments of a YouTube clip we did. He was like, what did we do?
Yeah.
Everything. You do everything wrong. No,
especially if you're a Spurs or Rockets fan in Texas. Dallas fans just, for whatever reason, feel like they got to let you know.
It's the entitlement of being in Dallas.
Yeah, it really is. Dallas, you suck. I hate everything about Dallas.
Sorry, Evan.
Don't quote me about. Oh yeah, Evan. I don't want to get started. Evan had the worst Pittsburgh Steelers take of the morning.
Don't give him any more shine.
Mike Tomlin, overrated.
No,
it's over.
Stop. Nope, it was in the group chat. You don't need to live out our group chats on the air.
All right, let's play these games. Will.
Wait.
Talk about it before the NFL season starts. Wait. We have to talk about other things before the NFL or before the game starts. What are you talking about?
We're definitely not talking about the NFL. Not an NFL.
I know, that's not what I meant.
But
I'm going back on our text to see what I wrote down.
Can we is it time? We don't have to have the conversation, but is it time to have a Kyrie conversation? Or do we have to wait for the series to actually be over?
No, we can have it now. Because Kyrie's been awful. And Spencer, you started actually. Go ahead.
I mean, he's been the biggest disappointment in this finals. And honestly, outside of round one, I was, me of all people, known Kyrie hater, was singing his praises for being their best player, Dallas's best player in that round one series. And I guess, Luka, there's a whole nother thing here with Luka. I mean, before the game last night, he's bandaged up like a mummy. I mean, he looks ridiculous, and we get a new injury report every day. And look, I understand you probably are banged
he's
up.
Hurt.
Your knee probably is tweaked. You probably did fall pretty hard on your back at some point. Dude, we're playing into games, 90 through 100 right now. Everybody has something. Everybody's banged up to an extent.
Well, Luka's not complaining about it, though.
But he is. Okay, I don't want to say he's not going out and saying, oh, I hurt. But does he really does wear the injury well. Like, if he is the least bit hurt, you're going to know about it. Like, he's going to
overweight.
Play it up.
That's what happens when you're out of shape.
Oh, I don't even mean the out of shape thing, but good point. He is also out of shape. Hey, Luka, if you've gotten to a little bit better shape in the off seasons, you might maybe not have so many wear and tear injuries. But that point aside, if that's what was slowing Luka down in the first round, I thought Kyrie was excellent. I thought he really lifted the Mavericks up. He averaged 16 a game in that Oklahoma City series. I mean, they had the perfect combination of guys to throw at him. Shea, J-Dub, Kassan Wallace, all those guys, perfect like Kyrie stoppers, right? And then, he had his moments in the Timberwolves series, but I think everybody kind of thought Luka was kind of back to his normal excellence in that series. And then now he's got two absolute stinkers to start this playoff series.
Terrible.
And, we kind of danced around it earlier. Is it a fluke? But we're now 0-12. Kyrie's now 0-12. And I'm not saying it's because of the stomp, but since he spat and then stomped all over the logo, he's 0-12 against Boston. And there's a lot to that. That's across multiple teams. It's across the Kevin Durant Nets, the Luka Doncic Mavericks. There's something to it. And I don't think it's bad karma. I think it's more so just like, I think it's really hard to win in Boston. It's really hard to win there when everybody in the building hates you. And I think the Celtics, even though they try to play nice with him, and I think some of them are still close in some regard, they definitely take it up a notch against him. I mean, that one clip that's going around of Jaylen Brown just absolutely putting him in jail. I mean, that's excellent defense, but I mean, he's visibly kind of, he's very excited for this matchup, right? As are a lot of these guys. And I think they know of the importance of it and that they don't want Kyrie to beat them. And it's just, you kind of already said it earlier, Will, he's a far cry from where he was in that 2016 Cavaliers playoff run, man. This is a lot different version of Kyrie.
I mean, I know he's 32 now, but still 32, yeah, sure. You should be still in somewhat of the peak, at least on the down end of your peak for basketball standards. I know LeBron has probably extended that in our minds. We're thinking now players and KD and really Curry, 36, 37, and 40. Now we're thinking that this prime should last a little longer, but you look at players like Westbrook and Harden, they're now entering age 35 seasons and they're declining. But I was expecting, especially after a 26 point per game season from Kyrie, I mean, where did that go? I mean, that's got to show up, especially in the games. And I mean, it's not like Kyrie's a playoff choker by any means. I mean, quite literally, him and LeBron double-handedly won that championship in 2016. I had to say double. I mean, it was a team effort. 40-40. What? Game 5 and 6, they both scored 40, and that was a legendary final. I'm not going to talk about 16, a long time ago. But yeah, so, Kyrie's got to play better. And I don't know. I don't know where Dallas goes with Kyrie after this season either, because do you kind of take a step back and it's like, okay, well, you're going to be 33 next season. Do we trade you while your trade value's high? I don't even know how much left is on his contract, to be honest. He's got a couple years, I think. So I don't know. Only time will tell at this point. And I think Kyrie would want me to think that way. So let the universe handle it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right, Will.
We'll see, though. Okay, moving on. 40 minutes in. All right. Do we have anything else? So we had our overreactions. I had some overreactions.
You did.
The Tatum thing, of course. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, the Celtics should trade Jason Tatum. Yeah, we should just do that.
I should have came out and should have said that. That probably would have blew up Celtics mini Twitter. All 20 of y'all.
There's definitely a lot of us.
Not a lot that follow us, is what I meant to say.
Oh, yeah.
We could talk about stuff like this next episode, or that's an off season. I had a lot of off season stuff for some reason. I was just thinking on my mind.
Well,
I gotta save that for the off season because the off season will be dry. So,
at least for the first couple of months, y'all got to get ready for baseball, guys. It's time to start watching.
I'm ready for baseball. I've been watching.
It's a little bit. It's coming close, and I have some baseball trivia too. So. But baseball trivia is later. Basketball trivia is now. Now, give me a second to load this up.
What?
All right, here we go.
Baseball episodes are going to go so crazy. They're going to be like 15 to 20 minutes.
It's like when I listen to the baseball hour and it's like 20 minutes and it's like, all right, well, that's all we got for today.
And then I fall asleep talking about it.
And that's kind of it.
I mean, there's nothing else. What else is there in the summer? We'll cover the NBA when we have to.
I'm going to put you boys on Formula One.
We're not.
We can cover
this
the
is
Olympics.
Not a Formula One podcast. Oh, yes.
Formula One does numbers because of all the drama that goes on. Like, it's actually probably a good podcast.
What drama? The same guy wins the race every freaking time.
Not lately.
There's a changing of the seats every year. It's like you think NBA free agency is crazy? Like, F1 free agency.
Lewis Hamilton left Mercedes. I'm pissed. It doesn't matter. I don't want to watch anymore.
Yeah, Team Ferrari. Let's go.
Oh,
Ferrari on top.
I'm not talking about F1. what are your thoughts, real quick, before we get into the games? What are y'all's thoughts on Dan Hurley declining the Lakers?
Don't care.
70 plus million.
Why does everybody care? Why does everybody care? Why?
Why does everyone care?
Why?
Because
it's
now
not
the Los Angeles
job.
Lakers head coaching. Yeah, it's the most unattractive job in sports. So, do the Lakers need to? Does Janie Buss need to sell the team? Completely overhaul the entire organization. It's a dumpster fire.
I don't think that's true. And I mean, Celtics fan, obviously, I mean, I'll take any chance I can to dump on the Lakers, but like, I think this is being looked into like way too much. Also, Dan Hurley, congrats on the 2 national titles. That's a huge deal. As far as college coaching goes, that's huge. Like, and this guy will go down, I mean, there's a lot to the Hurley name already. He's just adding on to the legacies there. The NBA is so different. It's so different. It's a different world. It's 82 regular season games. And if you're good enough, and if you have LeBron and AD, you should be good enough to earn even more games. It's not college, man. It's not 30 regular season games and then 2 weeks of just if things breaking your way, right? I'm not saying that to take away from them, right? It's hard to win national championships, but a national title run in college is getting to the All-Star break in the NBA. The grind is different, and doing it for LeBron James is way different. And the money's different too. You get paid differently as well. But Hurley could do nothing at UConn for the rest of his time there, and still they build him a statue.
Yep.
He could go to LA, just be mediocre, maybe finish out his first contract there, and never be remembered. I think it's a legacy thing. I think it's somebody who doesn't necessarily need a bunch of money and definitely doesn't want to deal with the everyday hassle. But there are a lot of guys who will take it on. There are a lot of guys who still will. And I think there is obviously something there about it's not as attractive. Who wants to coach LeBron and like be pushed to the side and, you might get fired, but so there's 2 sides to it. And I just didn't think it was as home run of a choice as everybody thought it was. People thought they were hiring like Phil Jackson. It's like, we've seen the college thing go well and we've seen it go bad.
Yeah. And I also think that, I was going to bring up the legacy thing because I think he's one of those guys that really cares about cementing his legacy, especially at UConn. But also, I admittedly don't know much about the personal life of Dan Hurley, but I assume he has a family. I assume he has children, family near him. He's been in the Northeast for quite a while. Probably not his favorite idea to pack up and move all the way across the country to Los Angeles and deal with a whole load of shit over there. I don't know. I don't think that it was as, like what Spence said. I don't think it was as big of a slam dunk as everybody thought it was. I think JJ Redick could still be quite the spot there.
It's going to be JJ, right?
I think it needs to be LeBron. I think we need to bring back the player coach.
That's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
Bill Russell type.
50 years ago.
I know. And there were like 6 teams in the league, but but that would be something cool. Just have LeBron coach the team. Who cares? At this point, who cares?
It should be like
LeBron made the moves anyways. Well, he was fighting Ham, but he was trying to make the moves. So just let it be LeBron's team. Let him do it. Let's see what happens. See if he makes the playoffs.
A technical coach on paper or like on the staff, it should be like one of LeBron's. Like it should be somebody in the NBA, but somebody who's going to yield a lot of the say to LeBron, right? It should be kind of one of LeBron's boys, which I thought, they had Phil Handy on the staff there, and then he got let go. I don't know the full story there, but he seemed like the next guy in line. But if it's JJ, there's probably a good chance it's going to be more of a collaborative effort. I mean, just look at how they talk on their podcast. I mean, they both respect each other's knowledge, but you think JJ Redick's going to overpower LeBron in a huddle? Probably not. He's probably not going to do that.
I hope it does happen. One less competitor in a already saturated market. So, but yeah, we'll see. LeBron for coach. Also, LA is just an awful place to work and live, really. So I don't blame Hurley one bit. I like what you said, what y'all both said. It's a legacy thing. too. I mean, he's never buying another meal in that city. So, all right, here we go. Now we're gonna play some games. Same thing as last time. 3 episodes ago, we did it. I helped you out this time. Try to not look at the corner of the screen if I can fix it. There we go. Just
Trying to look at the
Will
answer
Glover
sheet.
be ready for a game challenge? Impossible.
It's harder than it looks, man. I gotta pull it up on Photoshop. It just doesn't.
Just have it ready.
It doesn't work like it, man. Shut up. All right, it's game time. I don't even know how it's gonna look on the. We'll figure it out. All right, here we go. Nothing ever happened before, surely. All right, number 1. Who is it?
It's Stephen Curry.
The MVP of the
You want to
league.
try to go in order?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
We'll
saw.
we'll alternate.
Spence,
So,
you want to alternate? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We won't necessarily go in straight order because I'm already seeing one that might be giving me trouble. I'll get it in a minute. But James Harden, I think he was also second place in MVP this year.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't even top 3. I'll tell you
You
who
were
was.
wrong.
I'll tell you
All right.
1, 2, and 3.
Kevin Durant.
I'll tell you 1, 2, and 3 at the end. You're right. Number 4.
Number 4, is that the Kings? Is that Boogie Cousins? Yes.
It is Boogie Cousins.
Boogie.
I couldn't find
Now
a 2014 Kings logo.
He just won
So-
Finals MVP in Taiwan. Shout out to Boogie Cousins.
Congrats, Ni hao.
Number 5,
whatever.
LeBron James.
Number 3 in MVP voting that year.
Yeah.
NBA champion
Portland.
LeBron James.
This is
NBA
Damian
champion
Lillard
LeBron
in the
James.
middle of his heyday.
Dame Dalla. Bucks legend.
When he had James
Ah,
Harden.
he
Number
looks so young
5
now.
or number 7, sorry.
Anthony
Yes,
Davis,
true.
baby. Just
AD.
a fledgling coming into
Number
his
8.
own.
He really was.
Yes.
These are all
Bef-
pictures of Media Day in 2015. So this is what
Just
they
a
looked like.
baby. The brown
Almost
looks
10
thicker
years
than
ago.
ever, too.
Yeah.
Well, next up, this was towards the end of this lovely Oklahoma City pairing, but that is Russell Westbrook.
This was the last year. You could tell the tension. Look at the tension right here.
Yeah, no smiles on media day.
I think the
Not
only
at
two
all.
who didn't smile. All right.
That's
One
gonna,
of the first of 2 Raptors.
that's going to be DeMar DeRozan, methinks.
Which one?
That
It
one.
is.
Yes.
Yeah.
You was right. Debo at 9 and at 10.
And at 10, this was post leg snap, right? For Paul George?
Yes. This is
This is post leg
PG-13.
snap.
This is
Before
first
going
year
to Oklahoma City,
PG-13.
but still,
Yes.
still so good.
Still elite. You should get this one.
Does that give me the honor and,
Who
the
is number 11?
and privilege
Kyrie
of
Irving.
announcing Isaiah Thomas? IT
King of the fourth.
King of the fourth.
IT.
That is IT himself.
Look at him.
Yep.
Let's go.
MVP finalist.
This guy went 0 for 10 in an elimination game.
What? Surely so many guys have done that. But I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to guess it's Klay Thompson.
It is Klay Thompson. Here's a tricky one because do you know who was on this roster in 2015-16? It might not be who you think.
Is it Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah, it was who you thought.
Okay. Well,
But look at this.
who would I
Media
think?
Day, he didn't have his headband on.
Oh. Do you think I
I
was
don't
going
know.
to say
I was just trying to throw
J.R.
you
Smith?
off. I feel like this was like peak basketball, so we kind of all knew. Even
I
so,
don't
for
know
those
who
who
the
don't know,
Spurs
because I
is.
cut it out, I kind of revealed the answers. You definitely should.
Oh, wait, never mind. I did.
I accidentally revealed the answers, but I had to cut it out. So, anyways, moving on. Who is the second Raptor here?
I'm very shocked that he averaged this many points, but it's got to be Kyle Lowry.
Is it
He
really?
21.2.
The
Wow.
caboose.
And then,
Yeah, that was a
yeah.
good team.
Wow.
Well, Bronto was too much.
That's impressive.
LeBron ruined them. broke them up shortly thereafter.
And then
Well,
Kyle
rounded out
Lowry's
with,
buddy
with
was
little
traded.
Kawhi
Was
Leonard.
for this
shipped
guy.
off for Kawhi Leonard.
Finished second in MVP, averaging 21.2.
Kawhi
True
mentioned.
story. It was Curry, Kawhi, LeBron, 1, 2, and 3 in the
He
MVP race
he got
this year.
second in MVP that year.
But Curry was unanimous, so
That's before all the bad things started.
it was a
happening.
little.
That's-
It wasn't as close as
Did not think he did.
yeah.
Wow.
This was the year before the bad things started happening because in 17,
Zaza.
16, 17, he finished second as well in MVP voting, and then Zaza Pachulia.
And then Zaza.
Thank you, Zaza. All right, real quick, I got to stop this, and then I got to pull up the next one. So good job.
No, we have another.
Besides the fact that I kind of spoiled it accidentally, my fault.
That's okay.
All
Nobody's
right,
perfect.
so we're doing the one. You remember this one? Thank you. Here we go.
I gotta work it.
All right, screen, window. Who is this team?
Oh,
I don't like
whoa.
this one.
Point guard, point guard, shooting guard. You see my cursor? Point guard,
But com-
shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. Okay.
But context, what year is this?
What clue do I want to give y'all?
We need to know the year,
What?
man.
Somewhere.
Teams change every
Dude.
trade
I
deadline.
know. I'm trying to figure out.
I need the season.
This was
Holy.
20
LeBron's first year in Miami.
Oh,
So 2011.
Yes, there you go. 2010, 2011.
this
God.
isn't the Mavericks, is it?
Miserable.
Now think of dominant fours. It is the Mavericks, Ryan. Nice guess.
Good.
Yes.
Let's
this
go.
is Jason Kidd. Guess who the I won't give y'all money, but I will be shocked if you could guess who the two guard was for this Dallas Mavericks
Deshaun
team.
Stevenson.
It was. How did
Give me money.
dude?
Run me my money.
Mythical
Let's
pool.
go.
Mythical pool. Deshaun Stevenson, known LeBron James rival.
Insane. Come on,
Until
man.
you said LeBron's first
Isn't
year,
that
I was
crazy?
about to guess I was going to guess 2015 Hornets, or they were the Pelicans then, I guess.
Huh?
Oh,
15?
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
The Hornets were a team. The Hornets and Pelicans were both teams in 15.
Yeah, but he was
Anyways.
saying the Pelicans.
Yeah. Can we guess who this three man is?
Is that Sean Marion?
It is Sean Marion.
And is that Tyson Chandler at the
Chandler?
center?
Yes. And then Dirk was averaging 23.
What a
Hey,
beautiful
man, this was a
team.
memorable squad.
It really was. This was good basketball. This was good basketball. being played.
Wasn't Pesha on
All
that
right.
team?
Was Stojakovic?
I
He was.
can't wait
He
to
didn't play
get
very
a
much.
Venmo. I can't wait to get a Venmo for my Deshaun Stevenson.
I said
mention.
I said I would, but I'm not going to.
He was
just in
so
case you had a
silly.
mythic pool, which you
Oh,
did. You ended
so
up.
you're a liar.
That boy's a liar.
Yeah. All right, last one. Again, I don't know. I'm not gonna. Actually, I'll tell you the year. This one's gonna be tough. It's 17-18, and actually might not be as tough as you think, but it's 17-18, 2017-2018 playoff team. I'll give you that.
Is it the Pelicans?
2017-18.
Nope, it's not.
I'm just gonna keep guessing the Pelicans.
Eventually, it goes out in order 1,
Hmm.
2, 3, 4 in terms of positions.
Traditional four.
Traditional four. Define traditional four. Are we talking 90s traditional or mid 2000s traditional?
It's not like Jason Tatum,
Is it-
Kevin Durant.
Is it Jason
I mean,
Tatum and Kevin
so
Durant?
it's traditional four. Yeah, it's not a hybrid four. It's a stretch. It's a stretch four.
Yeah.
What,
It's
17,
a tough
18?
one. 17-18.
Is this the Spurs?
This is the downfall Spurs. Good guess.
Look at that.
Kawhi Leonard was averaging 16.2
Damn.
in his limited time with the Spurs.
Look at LaMarcus.
Yeah,
though.
LaMarcus averaging
LaMarcus
23.1. Yeah.
Wow.
23.1 from LaMarcus, carrying that sorry team. And then Powell was averaging 10. Tony Parker. I'm sorry, not Tony Parker. This was Patty Mills. And then Danny Green.
Good for them.
Wow.
Hold on.
LaMarcus Aldridge mentioned on TYB.
He usually is. He's honestly mentioned a lot more than you think.
This
was also Ginobili's last year. Yeah, that was Patty Mills at the... Wait, no, it wasn't. It was DeJounte Murray. I just put this together.
Ooh.
Spence, it makes me sad that
DeJounte Murray, second year.
In the next 5 years, we're going to live in a world where the kids watching hoops don't know about LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah,
kids watching hoops now don't know about LaMarcus Aldridge.
He's going to be he's becoming that weird niche discovery that when you get into old hoops, you're like, oh, that guy's crazy. I've never heard of him.
This guy was pretty elite. Yeah, for a little bit.
It was like my.
But you know what's funny though is that honestly, but LaMarcus had a longer career.
Yeah.
Remember that brief Linsanity run Aldridge had with the Nets a couple years ago?
Yeah,
where he came off
very brief.
Not the bench, but he started. But it was like he played 5 games and
they got Aldridge and Blake Griffin on that Nets team, and it was like, whoa. The Nets are the king of swinging for a big name way past their prime. Started with Pierce and Garnett.
Nets team. Listen to this Nets team. This Nets team had LaMarcus Aldridge, Jared Allen, Nick Claxton, Durant, Dinwiddie, Jeff Green, Blake Griffin, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, DeAndre Jordan. This team is nuts in 2014. This team
unfortunately, 4 or 5 years later, they were not nuts.
No, it was 8 years later. This was 2022.
Oh my God.
They also had Amon Shumpert, Andre Roberson, Thunder legend.
God.
Who else did they have on here? Yeah. They had Kuruks, the GOAT.
Kuruks.
Yeah, good team. Bruce Brown was also on this team.
Bruce Brown.
3 Longhorns.
Bruce Brown. Then won a championship in Denver, and now we've never seen him again.
They were a shoelace away from making the finals. Think about it. Or they were a half size too big. KD was a half size too big on his foot.
If only he wore a 14 instead of a 15.
Is that what he wears? He wears a 15.
It's probably bigger than that, honestly.
It's got to be like, yeah.
Pause.
Still, huge. Huge. Anyways, all right. I don't want to talk about WNBA. It's frustrating.
Caitlin Clark left off the Olympic team. This is the biggest sham in sports.
God forbid. Never mind.
To be fair, she should probably be on the team. There's probably a spot there. Like,
yeah.
Not going to pretend like I know women's hoops. Even if she was not, even if there's a player better than her on the team, stick her on the team. And I know like somebody out there is
going to get ratings.
Politics, but like, dude, you're trying to grow the game. This is the most popular player in the league. You're going overseas. You're going to the Olympics. Stick her on the team. If she gets 3 to 5 minutes a game, I'm sure she could probably earn more. She's, not played fantastic by her standards, but every time I look up, she's breaking a new rookie record. So I mean, she's got to be decent. So I don't know. And it's not like we think the men dominate in the Olympics. I think women's basketball, is there another country doing it like
it's even more lopsided? No,
yeah,
it's not.
I mean, like, come on. You've got the 12th spot there for Caitlin Clark. Stick her on there. I don't know. Whatever.
I agree.
Rant over.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, there's some of these. Wow. Shout out Duncanville, Texas. There's a WNBA player from Duncanville, Texas playing in the Olympics. Wow.
Yeah, shout out. Respect. I can't wait for the Olympics. I'm very excited. Going to be.
Are you? I'm not watching the Olympics. I could care less.
Damn.
Talking about
fine.
Honestly.
Though.
Yeah, Duncanville.
Yeah, me and Ryan will be watching the Olympics. It's not like the Winter Olympics, though. We won't be watching the luge. We
Unfortunately,
always tune in for
Did
the
you see
luge.
Usain Bolt's Achilles got raptured? Did you see that today?
what?
He
does that
tweeted
mean?
out, "My Achilles, I have a raptured Achilles," or something.
Oh, well, one, that
And everyone
sucks,
was like,
but
yeah.
two, it is kind of funny.
Yeah, minor spelling mistake, you lose, type thing. So
Yeah. Well,
I thought it was funny.
hey, man, you're not ready for the
all right.
narratives I'm going to push when Tatum wins finals MVP and then a gold medal. His second gold medal. You're not ready for that.
Find out next week for the finals MVP narrative. Because you know what? I think you're right. I think it's going to happen. It shouldn't at this rate, but it's going to.
It's happening. Place your bets
Not
now.
as bad as Iguodala winning the finals MVP, but not one of the best in recent memory. That's for sure. Especially if he keeps producing 30, 20, and Spencer, did you get bad feedback?
No, I just got the notification that my phone's battery is at 20%. And for some reason, it's so
Oh, yeah,
loud
watch
every
out,
time.
man.
It's really loud.
Be careful.
So loud.
Ding! All right. Get us out of here, Ryan.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Thank You Bro podcast. If you made it this far, please be sure to like,
Becomes
comment,
more incoherent every time.
like, comment, subscribe for
Restart.
more amazing content. No, can't do that. We have a website, tybsports.com. We're posting the latest, greatest news and articles. with
You're
our
not.
I
Yeah, we
do
know
that
that.
sometimes, man.
I'm going to get
It's fine.
something out this week, though, so
Hey,
don't worry, Ryan.
Spence
I
is
got
on
us.
Spence is on a sabbatical, so now's a good chance for him to go for it. And follow us on social
Sabbatical?
media: YouTube, TikTok,
Not a
Instagram,
pastor.
Twitter. We're all there. Thank you very much for making it this far. If you did, we love you, and we'll see you next week with our KD episode.
Oh, we didn't do Rage Bait.
Katie Trey 5. Oh, no.